Hey friends, Sarah Gaston here. Listen, I want to share with you something that I get asked an awful lot, and that is, I really want to be in this business. I really want to be in this industry. How do I get started? So I want to offer you some first steps to get you headed in the right direction. The first thing that you want to do is you want to find a good on-camera class, okay? Because first of all, you got to learn some skills, because there are things about this business, well, there are things about this craft that are just like any other thing, like learning ballet or being a lawyer. You've got to learn some skills, you've got to learn some techniques, you got to learn some verbiage, you got to know how to communicate on set, you got to understand what people are talking about on set. So get into a good film class. The other thing that's going to help you by getting into an acting class, you can get into a non-film class, but if you're really interested in specifically working in film, television, and commercials, I'm going to recommend a film class because that is medium specific. So the other thing that being in a class is going to provide is you're going to start to build your network, right? Because you're going to have this group of people who are interested in the same thing that you're interested in. So you guys can talk offline and start sharing information, right? Like, I need to get new headshots. Who should I go to? Or I want to meet other actors. You know, is there a mixer or a film festival or something that I can go to, right? So get in a class. Second of all, if you can, find a mentor. So that's one of the things I love helping people with is kind of holding their hand to get it off the ground. I know for me, when I graduated from college, I had this brilliant degree in theater, but I didn't really understand how to navigate film, television, and commercial world. So I was desperate for a mentor to sort of take me in hand and sort of show me the way. Because even though I had a lot of skills as an actor, that was a whole new world. And I struggled to find said mentor. So it took me a little bit longer to get certain goals met than I would have liked, right? So find a mentor, find somebody who can walk you through it, find a coach who can work with you one-on-one, who can sit you down and say, okay, what are you after? Great, what's our timeline? Okay, this is what you need to do. Because at some point you're going to want to get an agent, and different agencies have different requirements, and you're going to want to understand how to navigate those different requirements in the most effective way to have your odds of getting representation increase, okay? Another thing you're going to need is some dynamite headshots, okay? Now, a headshot is an actor's calling card. If you're not familiar with headshots at all, I'm going to say look them up online. There's this magical thing called Google where you can find out all sorts of stuff. But a headshot is a very specific thing, and headshot trends change, right? So a headshot traditionally is an 8x10 photograph of an actor, mostly their face, okay? So you want to make sure that you go to a professional headshot photographer. Now, you may have a cousin, friend, aunt, uncle, neighbor, whoever, who does lovely wedding photography, or has a really nice camera, or does portraits for high school graduations, or does beautiful landscape or nature photography. That is fantastic. And when you need those services, go to that person. But a headshot photographer will understand what a headshot needs to look like, okay? There's just certain things. It has to do with the lighting. It has to do with how you catch the light in the person's eye. It has to do with what comes forward. It has to do with drawing out your personality, because a headshot is not like a prom picture where we're trying to look as pretty as possible. A headshot is about getting down to your essence, to your character, or to different characters. I hope that's not my phone going off, but it's very possible that it is. Anyway, and so the other thing that you want to keep in mind is, and here's the thing, this stuff is going to cost you. This is just like going to air conditioning school, okay? If you want to be an air conditioner expert, right, you're going to have to go to air conditioning school, because you're going to have to pay for some materials, and you're going to have to pay dues to join the union. I think there's a refrigerators union. I know there's an electricians union, you know, certainly there's an actors union, but this stuff is going to cost you. So a lot of times people want things to just be like free, right? And they'll go the super inexpensive route and not want to pay for anything, okay? You can do that, but what that kind of signals to people in the industry and kind of to the universe too is that you're not really all in, you're not really committing to this. This is more of a hobby. This is just more something you kind of want to play around with. Guess what? Nothing wrong with that. If that's what you want this to be, just something fun to do, like do community theater, stick with student films, get your cousin Vinny to do your headshot, that's cool. I'm talking to the people who are really committed that they want to do this professionally, okay? If that's your jam, then you want to do the things that I mentioned. Get into class, get a mentor or coach to guide you through the process, get some fantastic headshots, okay? And that's just the beginning. Believe you me, there's so much more involved. Oh, the other thing is, like I said, when you get in class, you're going to start to build a network, right? Because you're going to want people that you can look to for support, look to for encouragement, look to for information, right? There's so much information out there, and sometimes it's hard to sift through what's sound information and what's a scam, quite frankly. Anyway, I hope this was helpful. As always, please, you can always ask me questions in my weekly Facebook Live, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. I answer all your questions live. And if you have any other questions or you just have a request for a video, a topic you would like me to talk about, please, you can always message me and you'll be first up the following week, or I'll make a video based on your suggestion. I'm always open to suggestions. I also recommend you subscribe to my YouTube channel because I share a new video every week, and I have over 100 right now. All sorts of information about the art and the craft and the business of acting. I also suggest checking out my tutorial, How to Cry on Camera. I offer 4 tried and true ways on how to bring the waterworks when required. And lastly, I suggest you sign up for my email list because there are things that I offer on my email list that I just don't share anywhere else to support you in your journey. Anyway, as always, my friends, stay safe and break a leg out there.